Okay, oh say can you say by Dr. Seuss. Or oh say can you rock if you want to hear even a nioj blare in the background from Simpsons. Oh my brothers, oh my sisters, these are terrible tongue twisters. Said a book reading period named Huey. The words in this book are all fooey. If you say them, your lips will make slips and backflips, and your tongue might end up in St. Louis. Fresh, fresher, freshest. Do you like fresh fish? It's just fine at Finney's Diner. Finney also has some fresher fish that's fresher and much finer. But his best fish is his freshest fish, and Finney says with pride, the finest fish at Finney's is my freshest fish, French fried. So, don't order the fresh or the fresher fish. At Finney's, if you're wise, you'll say, fetch me the finest French fried freshest fish that Finney fries. Din's shin. We have a dinosaur named Din. Din's thin. Din doesn't have much skin, and the bones fall out of his left front shin. Then we have to call in Pinner Blinn, who comes in with his handy shin pin bin, and with a thin Blinn shinbone pin, Blinn puts Din shinbones right back in. Bed spreader? Bread spreader. Bed spreaders spread spreads on beds. Bread spreaders spread butters on breads. And that bed spreader better watch out how he's spreading, or that bread spreader's sure gonna butter his bedding. Ape cakes, grape cakes. As he gobbled the cakes on his plate, the greedy ape says he ate. The keener keen apes are to gobble green grape cakes. They're great. Is it just me, or does the ape sound like Tony the Tiger? Are you having trouble in saying this stuff? It's really quite easy for me. I just look in my mirror and see what I say, and then I just say what I see. Now, let's talk about money. You should leave your grocs home when you travel by air. If you take them along, they charge double the fare, and your grocs must be packed and locked up in a grocs box, which costs much, much more than a little old fox box. So it heaps a lot cheaper to fly with your foxes and waste all that money on boxes for groxes. And what do you think costs more? A simple thimble or a single shingle? A simple thimble could cost less than a simple thimble would, I guess. So I think that a single shingle should cost more than a simple thimble would. Eat at Skipper Zips. When you like to eat potato chips and chew pork chops on Clipper ships, I suggest you chew a few chips in a chop at Skipper Zip's Clipper Ship Chip Chop Shop. And if your tongue is getting queasy, don't give up, the next one's easy. And guess what? Dr. Seuss actually did join the Navy. Moving on. The Fuddnuddlers. There's so many things you really should know, and that's why I'm bothering telling you so. You should know the first names of the Fuddnuddlers, who like to pile each on the heads of the others. If you start at the top, there are Pipper and Bud and Skipper and Jipper and Jeffrey and Judd, Horatio, Horace and Hendrix and Hud, and then come Dinwiddie, Dinty and Dud. Also, Fitzsimmons and Frederick and Fudd, and Slinky and Stinky and Stewart and Stud. And down the bottom is poor little Lud. Lud ever sneezes, his name will be Mud. Quack, quack. We have 2 ducks, one blue, one black. And when our blue duck goes quack, quack, our black duck quickly quack, quacks back. The quacks, blue quacks, make her quite quacker, but quack, black is a quicker quacker backer. This is reference in between the lines. And speaking of quacks, reminds me of cracks and stacks and sacks and shacks and schnacks. So, oh say can you say, I've cracks in my shack, I've smoke in my stack, and I think there's a snack on the sack on my back. West Beast, East Beast. Upon an island hard to reach, the East Beast sits upon his beach. Upon the West Beast sits the West Beast. Each beast thinks he's the best beast. Which beast is best? Well, I thought at first that the East was best and the West was worse. Then I looked again from the west to east, and I liked the beast on each beast least. Pete pats pigs. Pete Briggs pats pigs. Briggs pats pink pigs. Briggs pats pink pigs. Don't ask me why. It doesn't matter. Pete Briggs is a pink pig, big pig patter. Pete Briggs pats his big pink pigs all day. Don't ask me why. I cannot say. Then Pete puts his patted pigs away in his Pete Briggs pink pigs, big pen. Fritz food, Fred food. Fritz needs Fred and Fred needs Fritz. Fritz feeds Fred and Fred feeds Fritz. Fred feeds Fritz with Fritzy Fred food. Fritz feeds Fred with Fritzy Fritz food. And Fritz, when fed, has often said, I'm a Fred fed Fritz. Fred's a Fritz fed Fred. How to tell clots from a glotz? Well, the glotz, you'll notice, has lots of black spots. The clots is quite different, with lots of black dots. But the big problem is that the spots on the glotz are about the same size as the dots on the glotz. So you first have to spot who the ones with the dots is. Then it's easy to tell who the clots or the glotz is. What would you rather be when you grow up? A cop in a cop's cap? Or a cupcake cook in a cupcake cook's cap? Or a fat flapjack flapper in a flat flapjack cap? Or, if you don't like cops' caps, flapjack flappers, or cupcake cooks' caps, maybe you're one of those choosy chaps who likes kooky captain's caps, perhaps. More about Blinn. Well, when Blinn comes home tired from his work pinning shins, the fossil ones, not the humans, the happiest hour of all Blinn's day begins. Mr. Blinn is the father of musical twins, who, tucking twin instruments under twin chins, lull their daddy to sleep with twin Blinn violins. And, oh say can you say, far away in Berlin, a musical urchin named Gretchen von Schwinn has a blue-footed, true-footed, trick-fingered, slick-fingered, six-fingered, six-stringed tin Schwinn mandolin. Rope soap, hoop soap. If you wish to wash soup off a rope, simply scrub it with scrope. Scrope is so strong that no rope is too long. But if you wish to wash soup off a hoop, I suggest that it's best that your whole silly souped-up hoop soak in soupy Cooper's super soup off hoop soak suds. Merry Christmas mush. One year we had a Christmas brunch with Merry Christmas mush to munch, but I don't think you'd care for such. We didn't like to munch mush. And speaking of Christmas, here's some great gifts to give to your daddy. It's not Christmas anymore, but still. If your daddy's name is Jim, and if Jim swims, and if Jim's slim, the perfect Christmas gift for him is a set of Slim Jim swim fins. But if your daddy's name is Dwight, and he likes to look at birds at night, the gift for Dwight that might be right is a bright Dwight Birdflight night sight light. But never give your daddy a walrus. A walrus with whiskers is not a good pet, and a walrus which whispers is worse even yet. When the walrus whispers for rough red whiskers, your poor daddy's ear will get blispers and bliskers. And die. And die. And that's almost enough of such stuff for one day. One more and you're finished. Oh, say can you say. The storm starts when the drops start dropping. When the drops stop dropping, then the storm starts stopping. And the more of a story? Nah, don't join the Navy. Speaking of which, no Muslims were harmed in making of join the Navy. If you like my videos, like and subscribe.